Hey Yakumo,
Hi, Leo.
welcome to come back to our Yakumo and Lee conversation. This is the episode based on the idea being original. So Yakumo is the independent brand based in Taiwan right now. Um, so we were talking about the Pier 2 exhibition. It is an exhibition we did together. And so now it's the last episode of this exhibition. So, Yakumo,
Yes.
um, so you remember, like in the end of the show, what happened?
Uh, in the end of the show, we also did some extra event. Like we went to library to host a reference, or and we also accept a interview by a radio station.
Yeah, I remember it was friends, yeah, two friends, the other couple, and I remember
Two teachers.
two teachers, yes, and they
Teachers.
have been very active in the cultural scenes in in Kaohsiung.
Yes.
And one of them, she's hosting regular kind of conversation, presentation, cultural, some kind of
Reference.
lecture, yeah. But
Yes.
it's not so formal, but it's about the culture, about the adventure, traveling topic. So she invited us to have the presentation, which is not too far, actually not too far from our
Site.
site, yeah,
Yes.
where we exhibit.
They were in the same area, same district, in fact.
Yeah, yeah. And I remember there were around 20 people, yeah, somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere around 20 people. And it was not a big space either. So,
Yeah, I think it was interesting talking with those people. And
yes.
I
I
think,
remember we're supposed to connect. I remember the title was like um we were supposed to connect the our show to to traveling. If I didn't get wrong, we were supposed to connect these two things, and we uh yeah uh, I remember I share my opinion that to go to a show, go to an exhibition is also kind of traveling. So if you have an open mind, it could be somewhere that you find something new to explore.
absolutely, yeah. Actually, actually, this is the point because I think next episode we can maybe start to talk about some experience we had when we travel. Yeah,
Yeah,
can be something interesting. Anyway, back to
that'll
the
be quite interesting. Yeah.
library. So I remember there are particularly few of them. They are really interested in the idea. They ask lots of questions. I remember, and they
Yeah,
ask,
what's the most impressive? question you remember?
It's it's
Or
like,
person?
yeah, because we mm, I think in a way, when we present mm, those art, the concept, for most of them, they still feel like it's some kind of alien idea, like something really foreign. They don't know what is that. So yeah, some question are like, what is, like, what does it mean? Like, there's a lot of question, and we start to explain, yeah, because we basically explain for the artist. Yeah, we don't. Yes, we explain how we give the direction. We explain like how we curate the show.
Yeah.
Why? I think some people ask like, why you want to create a show? Like, why you two want to work together and to make a show like this? And some just the topic is the view, yeah, to create a different point of view. Basically, it's very fundamental for us. I think it's almost like basic practice. Like, okay, you want to have some creative activity. First of all, you need to have a range, and your range is like you practice martial art. You need to flex your body, like you have to have. Otherwise, okay, how can I move my body? Like you don't even have a basic. Until today, many people still stay in the stage like, okay, art is about being beautiful, or it's about how can you draw more realistically. Like if you are still staying in this stage, it's hard to appreciate any kind of. It's hard. So
Yeah, it's hard. Uh,
I think we explain something similar to this to people.
yeah, certainly. Yeah. But, but that's also, just like you say, a practice. So how people practice every day will also affect how they accept or adapt new ideas or new concept. Uh, I just come up with this idea just a few seconds before. I think that maybe these people they just they were not used to conceptual things probably because um, for example if you like to read, there are different kind of books even in the same area, in the same category, like novels.
Mhm.
So you can read very realistic novels and you can enjoy it. And you can also read those kind of um, avant-garde or something that talk about the future or something not yet happened or something you are not supposed to get in touch every day. So, what kind of novels you are interested in, you are into, might also reveal on this response toward other things, especially like what we talk about, art.
Mhm.
So the art that the show that we held is was supposed to be more conceptual than realistic, right?
This is very interesting. If you divide a society in different kind of industries or different levels, you see, in a healthy society, I mean, not saying Taiwan is not a healthy society, is in comparison. Normally, art or even design should be something to lead the society. They should be really advanced. They should be the pioneers and
Yes.
always, innovated.
Yeah.
But today, in some societies, not. For example, let's say maybe they can accept IKEA design, which is some kind of modern design, if you like. But as an idea, they probably couldn't accept the modern conceptual art, for example. Yeah, because for them, art is just stay in the time. Maybe I would say, the majority in Taiwan, maybe still in the, I don't know, somewhere like impressionism or before impressionism, still stay there. Not even I like to use it as object, adjective, like not even Picasso, but they can accept IKEA, like which supposed to be like. Of course, you can still hear people say like, they use a very bad material. Those are easy to break.
Yeah.
The focus is still in that kind of, okay, where we're going to find the furniture with the best wood, made by pine, pine tree or something. I don't know. I feel like, yes, lots of people still stay there, but I think,
Yeah,
those of,
that's the only concern. Yeah, and also the price or material. Right.
yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I think for us to do that in a place environment like that, facing the people, and there are many questions for us. Maybe we feel like it's like a very basic, but it's no surprise. People ask those questions. It really feel like you were like an educator. Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't feel like you're a curator or art dealer, or you feel like,
Yes, yes. Well, just like you say, it was not surprise. Um, but I believe if we didn't aim to really um, we never aim to stay in the area and continue to do these kind of things. Otherwise, I think that if we have more chances to have conversations with people, things might have some changes
yeah,
because yeah,
yeah. Let's say if we have this kind of conversation or presentation in some schools, different, maybe for at least for people who appreciate IKEA,
yeah,
then there might be a more real conversation, not just question and answers, that kind
mm,
of thing. I think that can be possible. We can build a fan base, yeah, because whatever we do, we are thinking about. We're basically building the so-called originalizationism, being original concept. And if we divide to different levels, then we basically can define like, okay, this environment, which level is there, and how can we bring them
forward
one more, maybe a little bit small step,
baby step.
maybe, yeah. Or if we change to different environment, for example, we have this show, but let's say this show is hosted in Taichung or in Taipei, and we compare, the difference, what is the response, and different kind of sales. And obviously, we create this fan base. We should be able to create more fan base. But I think there's always different levels of people, different kind of appreciation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Sure.
yeah, so I think, yeah, because recently I'm also thinking about those, yeah, like the product and service, what kind of levels for different kind of people, yeah. So yeah, like another advertising, but we are going to showcase some products very soon. So and now let's jump into another event, the radio station interview.
Yeah.
So it's our
So that
teacher, yeah, she's our
yeah,
teacher.
and also yeah,
She
also
is
a previous colleague of the
the
artist.
interviewer. She was also the cultural minister. Used to
Oh
work
yes,
for the
yes, at
government.
that time, yes.
The minister
Not at that time, but she
before that, yeah, before
yeah,
that,
she was
yeah,
once, yes,
yeah,
yes.
one bright lady. Used to be very tough on me in school, but she's cool, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
she's cool.
yeah, but the thing is, in this interview, I think we actually have a chance to talk about something more profound.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I the most impressive question was she asked us, okay, including the artist.
Mhm.
She asked us if she asked us what um what shape do we think that we are most um, fit into or most liked us, and we yeah, because one of the obvious feature of artists' work is the shape. So yeah, and yeah. So we had the time, we have the chance to go inside, go inward about ourselves, to talk about ourselves, not just talk about the show.
Yeah, yeah. For me, this kind of question is like, how do you say, to position, positioning. Yeah, this is a very basic practice for, I think, for anyone who is interested in to create or to build their philosophy, or even for meditation purpose, because we have a multiple layers in our mind, and we need to position first to be able to use it. It's like this is a cup. I have to hold it to be able to use it, and yet it's hard to make decisions sometimes. I think that's one of the thing for artists, for musicians, for even I believe for engineering. They also have different tools. Making choice is not so. I think the more close to the core, the more difficult for them to make choice. This is what I saw.
Same as you? Same as you?
I used to be like that, yeah. But I think I didn't suffer from that too much. But I think I saw that because positioning, yeah. When it comes to the very fundamental element, it's already quite abstract, yeah. So I think it is like, he is like, I don't know, he is like a Japanese. This is most understandable, yeah.
Yeah.
But when you
Yeah.
say he is like the color blue, then it becomes very abstract, like
For some people.
for
Yeah.
some
For some
people,
people. Yeah, but
which means,
not for everyone. I
which
think
means,
color
which
is
means,
quite good.
yeah, which means
Like,
when you need to position yourself in that from the angle, you have to be totally in, yeah. Otherwise, how can you don't even convince yourself, like,
yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
sure. Sure. Uh, but it's possible. Yeah, it's always possible if you try it. Yeah, but what's interesting is piece like a Japanese might not be as precise as his like a color blue, right? Although it's more abstract, it might be if you can do it, it could be or it will be more precise.
It's about the application. You feel like, okay, you have this identity first. Here you go, this is my identity. Whatever represent me, I use blue, for example. Yeah, and then you have to apply it. And let's say, okay, you want to apply. So this idea being blue, this idea being Japanese. Okay, I'm going to whatever I buy. I want to buy Japanese. This is more common. Yeah, it's more common practice. Many people are doing. But whatever I do, I'm going to choose blue color, which you see some people are doing that. It means they are already have some kind of, how do you say, some kind of preference or some kind of awakening in them. So they know they want to position themselves in a way. It's not necessarily an accurate position, but they are practicing intentionally or unintentionally to do that. So the shape the same is very similar. The shape, a sound. You're the sound maker, so a sound, a movement. Some people practice the movement. So those are already very fundamental elements you can practice. So I believe many people, if they will ask this question, okay, so what kind of shape you are? It can be a very difficult question for them. Yeah.
Yeah,
What is
yeah,
my shape? Because the idea is, I think when it comes to we are not talking about the representation of the identity. We're talking about the form and the color, those elements you can use. I think people would intend to use as many as possible if they could. Yeah.
yeah,
Obviously, there are something easier to use, something that more difficult. But when it comes to, for example, designer, as opposed to do case by case, and then they will say, oh, I can do this style, I can also do this style. So yeah, that's what I feel. Yeah.
Yeah. Makes
Because
sense.
eventually, you really also shouldn't be limited by a certain form, a certain color, even the concept. Certain concept. You shouldn't be limited. Those are connect to each other. Yeah, the concept and the form, color, whatever five sensation you use to connect. Eventually, you shouldn't be limited by that. But in comparison to something more concrete, yes, you need, because it's like a tool to help you to go through it. Yeah, I think this is we are trying to. We also talk about a little bit like that in the library. Yeah, but because many people ask, yeah, in the exhibition, is why this triangle? Why you use so many triangle? Use black and white?
Only.
Yeah,
Yes.
why?
Yeah,
And
that's a very obvious feature. So yeah, no wonder people ask. Yeah, I think most of them are simply wonder why you only use one. Why
yeah,
don't you use more and make it more cheerful or something? I don't know.
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, so yeah, this is an interesting part, I think. So it triggered the question, and then we have the chance to um, um, communicate with our idea, our concept, why it's why we thought it's a better practice.
and okay, so you have these so-called the selection from when you are doing the creative work in the process, and then you have the selection after you finish your works. But this kind of concept seems foreign to many people I work together, including people in visit the show. Like the question you just mentioned from some of those, they didn't understand. You don't show everything. You show a collection. Yeah, you you're supposed to. You're not supposed to show everything to people. You're supposed to show something you select, including the process when you are doing creative works. You don't try to do everything. Yeah, you have to make choice. Because without making choice, you don't have identity. How do I
And you
know
don't have strength.
you don't have strength?
Yeah.
Like how can you like again? If you can reach the level, you no longer need to make any choice. Then it's perfect. You are the Buddha. You are whatever. But before that, yes, you have to make choice. You have to understand what does it mean to to you the meaning of this world, and you need to have a position. It's like you need to choose a place to live. You can't just say, I don't want to choose a place to live. You just continue moving around. You continue. You don't know where you live. You don't have. Then how can I find you? Because you are everywhere. you don't have. Yeah, I think this is somehow, if from a business point of view, it's hard to build the trust because yeah, you just take whatever convenient for you. Yeah, like that is hard.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
because I think this tendency is very obvious when I work with a designer, artist, some musician as well. They always are afraid of they don't show enough. They want to show their skill, show lots of effects, and they want to show all different kind of works they did before. Even when you put them together, it really doesn't match. Sometimes they still do, but like they don't know. Like I think this is also based on a certain concept that hard working equal to success. It's very similar concept. I mean, one is spend lots of time, effort, but this is like okay, look how much effort I make, like how many different kind of
Yeah, yeah.
technique
Um,
I put effort. So please buy my stuff, like almost like a begging, people to buy it. Yeah, that's
sure. There was this kind of Lego sense of safety. I think sure you put your effort, but I think the point is what should you show at a certain situation. So of course these are all your hard work, but just because they are your hard work doesn't mean you have to show them at once, right? Um, yeah. So yeah, if it's not because of the sense of unsafety, I think it would be easier for people to think twice and think cleverly to show a meaningful selection, like you say, a meaningful selection. So I have these words, but and that's the basic idea of curation, right? A curation always start from a certain concept. You don't collect everything into a show. You collect things that correspond to your
unfortunately it's actually happening in many museums and gallery, particularly government around. They try to put everything. So you have a wall. Let's try to fill the wall. Like it's
just try to
terrible.
feel.
You
Yeah.
just feel like overwhelming by all those information, and
Yeah, again, they want to show they really work.
yeah,
They
that
didn't
that
they didn't be lazy.
yeah. But the same, I think the same idea also apply to certain customers, collectors, which normally they are not real collectors. They when you meet people, they want to see more.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's good if you can see from the attitude and from how what kind of question they ask. But for certain people, they feel like they need more explanation. They need more backup to be able to appreciate what is now. Yeah, it's very similar. Like when you meet someone, they ask all you. It's like a background check. It's like so they decide they want to be your friend or want to do business with you.
Yeah.
That's also reflect to their lack of trust.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
yeah, but generally, I think making choices are very important. It is,
Sure. Even in everyday life, even in when you doing chores, it's important. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yes, so I think we can wrap up the Pier 2 exhibition in this episode, and thank you for the conversation and for the
Yeah.
people who are listening right
Voice.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So from next one, we will have a new episodes, and maybe I think since today we mentioned in Japan, maybe we can begin from the trip in Japan. You have many trips, I think, compared to me,
More than you,
more than
not
me.
really many.
I
Yeah.
have three, I believe. Yeah, so we
Yeah.
can share with people. Also, there's I'm sure there's a different interpretation from you and me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
Absolutely.
Okay, so thank you very much for today, and thank you everyone for following. And
Yeah.
any
Until next
question
time. Yeah.
until next time. Yes.
Yeah.